What's up, guys? It's Colbert here, back with another edition of the Colbert Vape Report, and today we have a tiny little mod. We have the iStick Mini. Now, I myself don't really have a use for this because I generally vape at 50 watts and above, but this will be a good beginner device. I'll give you a little vape here. It will take quite a long time to get a hit off this, but it was a 5-second hit. But yeah, it works. There's really not a whole lot to say about it. I believe they are on sale. You can buy the whole kit with the USB cable for $26.99, or you can get just the mini iStick itself for $21. Now this comes with a 1050 mAh battery. It runs from 3.3 to 5 volts with a 10 watt maximum output limit. It has an LED screen on the top. A mini USB charging port, takes about an hour and a half to charge. Sorry for the bright light there. Has a 510 connection. It measures in at 23.5 millimeters by 52 by 21. I'll get you a close up here of this compared to the original iStick. So you can see just how tiny this thing really is. So it takes about a full inch off the regular iStick. And it still has this little screen here, but there's nothing here. Everything's moved to the top. So let's dive up close and take a look at the iStick Mini. Alright, so here we have the packaging for the mini iStick. You can see it there on the front. You have eLeaf. You have all your information back here along with the configuration. This is the iStick with the Ego and the USB cable. Everything there on the back. You open it up here. You have your mini iStick right here packaged. Underneath this, you get a little user manual which tells you everything about the device if you need to refer to it. Underneath this right here, you get your USB cable, and you also get an Ego style adapter. So yeah, I'll keep that out. Put that back in there. Now you can see here we have the mini iStick itself. It's a very small design. Here it is compared to the original iStick. I said you knock off about a full inch, maybe a little bit more than an inch from the original iStick. It has the same button, except this button is a little noisy, just like the one on here. It uses pretty much the exact same button. Everything is pretty much exactly the same, except this does not have a screen on the front. You have your 510 connection, which is not adjustable, although it does have a little bit of play to it. You have your 510 threading, and you have your screen up here on the top. Here on the bottom, you have your USB charging along with a chrome plating. You have eLeaf on one side and mini iStick on the other. You can get this in different colors. You can get it in a fuchsia red, it looks like a baby blue, a silver, and a black. I got the black version here. I'll show you the menu. You can see right there you have battery life. If you press the up or down arrows, you can go up or down in voltage. This only goes in 0.1 increments from 3.3 up to 5 volts. However, it does have a limit to 10 watts. So it's not going to fire everything at exactly 5 volts. It depends on what the ohm reading is of your atomizer. And then when you fire it, you get a puff counter. You let go and it should show your battery life. Also, when you're charging this, the screen does light up and it does show your battery life as you're charging. Now, this does not have a low ohm protection, so theoretically you could put a very low ohm coil on here and it would fire it. Albeit it'll take a very long time to fire it, but it will fire it, so that is a downside. Make sure you have pre-built coils, or if not, make sure you have an ohm checker. I would recommend probably running above 1 ohm, probably 1.5, 1.6 ohms on this device, just to be able to get the most use out of it. You also have your Ego cone here. You can put on if you have an Ego style tank. I do not have an Ego style tank next to me at the moment, but you'll see that's what it looks like. I mean, this thing fits completely in my hand. So that's really about it for the close-up. Let's go back out to the regular view, talk about it a little bit, and I will give you my final thoughts. So the iStick Mini, what are my final thoughts? Well, Do I have a use for it? No. Do I see the use, or do I see the potential for use in this? Yes, I do. This would be a very good beginner device at a very cheap price. You can pick it up just the unit itself for $21, or you can get it with the Ego Cone and the USB cable for $27 on Origin Vape. So it's priced right, and it's plenty enough power for the Nautilus and the Ego users. Now, if you are in the phase of upgrading, I would recommend going with the regular iStick over this, but if you are still using your Nautilus or still using Ego-style tanks like the EVOD, the Vivinova, things of that nature, this would be perfect for you. The only downside I've found with it is that it does not have the low ohm protection, so if you do put something on here that's under 1 ohm or under 0.6 ohms, it will still fire it, although it'll take a very long time to fire. I watched Vaping Show's video, and he said that he can get about 8 hours of use off this battery at 10 watts, which I could see that. It's a 1050 milliamp hour battery. So at 10 watts, it should last you a rather long time, and it has a quick charging time of only 1.5 hours. So overall, I can see a use for this in the market. It's built just as well as the original iStick. Oh, the other thing is it does not have an adjustable 510, so not everything will sit completely flush. But with your Egos or your Nautiluses, that's really not that big of a deal, but it's just a minor downside. So this does have its uses in the market, but it is, but for me, I do not have a use for it, but I can see the potential for beginners to use it, and I can see it selling well in vape shops. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed my review of the mini iStick by eLeaf that was sent to me by eLeaf for the purposes of review. I will see you in the next video, and as always, happy vaping.